Ons gaan nou gou-gou 'n draaitjie ry, dit is kyk of ons vir die mense 'n video kan maak. Okay. Ek weet jy hou nie so baie van ry nie, maar ons gaan nie ver ry nie. Okay, is dit reg met jou? Don't hate me. Good morning guys. Yes, it's Peter and Pardet with your daily St. Lucia experience update. We're taking a drive around the dilapidated amenities at Isimangaliso Woodland Park. This used to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful picnic spots, but since 1999, they've been totally neglected. Yes, the beach driving permit and the sales of the fishing permits contributed much to the park management through Natal Parks Board, but they've been defunded by Valemusa since 1998. Andrew Zalumas didn't pay many attention to domestic tourism, so all these little jewels is lost. There's no maintenance done on the infrastructure. It hasn't been part of the budget and the annual budget planning for many years. As I say, from 1998 Natal Parks Board has been defunded, but nevertheless we hope that look how good this DJI Osmo 1 gimbal is working. Look at how Lilo's popping up and down and left and right and sideways, and the gimbal keeps the camera angle totally stable. I'm so amazed with this. I can play the whole day with driving around town, just making drive-through videos about the town using the gimbal. Yes, I've got the angle of the gimbal wrong, so if I video on wide angle, part of the gimbal is here on the right hand side of the screen, but I'm still having fun. It's our own off-road track right here in St. Lucia Estuary, Isimangaliso Wetland Park, South Africa. And now I'm not bashing the current management team. I'll show you now what they have done, which the Zalumas regime couldn't do since 1999. And this is it. They've joined the circle route between Jabula Beach and the main beach. They were going to close this down. There was a contractor fixing the roads up down to Honeymoon Bend, and he wanted to fix this up, and Terry Custis stopped him. But the new management team has got that sorted, so we've got our circle route through our little game reserve that we can travel. It is a lot of fun, especially just after sunset in the evenings, when you can see jackal, hyena, and a lot of night birds like the fiery cheek nightjar sitting on the road. And sometimes we even spot the leopard here. This is on the way to the main beach. Now let's go back home for another project. Crested Guineafowl here in St. Lucia Estuary on our little game park drive. On the way home, and look what we find here. Listen to the bird calls in the background. Some nice zebras here in the grass opposite the Piva turnoff. Yeah, the Zulus has got some nice cultural stories to tell about zebras and buffalo, kudu, nyala, warthog, and even then teguan, the hammerkop bird. Wamian Pardet was absent for 2 weeks on the beaches of St. Lucia Estuary, bringing the St. Lucia experience to your doorstep or your TV screen. So we ran into a boo-boo. This came undone from there, fell onto there, and broke the power steering fan belt. Now, first things first, since it was driving without overheating, without this fan and without the electric fan on the aircon that's not working anyway, not working, I'm going to remove the aircon, the radiator, and try and fit the electric fan to the normal radiator and see if I get heating problems while I go and buy a power steering pump and see what I need to refit the viscous fan onto the water pump. Okay, let's get going. My aircon radiator removed. Now we must test the fan on the aircon radiator and see how we can fit it to the radiator. Not bad for a photographer. The belt is back on. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to put this viscous fan back on and if I'm going to fit the electric fan. I think I'm going to fit the electric fan and see how that does, because the viscous fan will need to be locked up. It's not working anymore properly. So let's see how far we get with the electric fan. So I fitted the electric fan with a little bit of silicone all around so it doesn't vibrate against the radiator. I used this posi drives. See, drill it right through this bracket of the radiator, and then I run the cable through a normal fuel pump relay, 30 amp fuel pump relay, straight from the battery. And since on the previous rides the Mahindra Lilo's little driving lights, spotlights at the bottom got damaged, I connected that spotlight wires to the relay. Now works like this. When I switch on the spotlights on the spotlight switch, the relay kicks in, the power comes directly from the battery, the relay kicks in, drives the fan, and it works perfectly and the vehicle don't overheat. I haven't tested on a hot day in traffic yet, but the viscous fan is available to refit. I put the cowling back for in case I can get somebody to refit the viscous fan for me. And yeah, it's an old dirty engine, 350 kilometers on the clock. I have to still find the buffaloes to replace the air filter and do an oil change, and then I'll wash the engine down and see where all the major oil leaks is. At the moment I know it's turbo breathing problems mostly because of a dirty air filter. Yes, I know I can lose the engine, but if you have to choose between it or your Mahindra breathing, trust me, you will choose eating. We were all affected differently during the July 2021 riots, but this little toddler lost a precious little bed. Right, today's project. Many moons ago my grandfather built this little bench specifically to fit inside this house against the back wall. But now somebody moved into Rondawel number 4 and they lost everything during the riots. It was happening. They were attacked at the house, and the 2-year-old little girl is now without a bed. The looters took her bed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a makeshift baby bed for a toddler of 2 years old. Just going to fit some sides here. I'm going to use this pine planks that I buy here at the local sawmill. I'm going to split them up a little bit thinner so it's a little bit more dainty, and build a side around here up to about here, so we can put a piece of mattress for her there and she doesn't fall off, and that will be her bed until we can get something better, more suitable for a young little toddler, a girl that was very traumatized in an attack that happened on in July 2021. So I don't have carpentry tools, but I've got the basic stuff. I'm just going to fit my circular saw upside down onto that hole there. That used to be where I fit my Nikita that I sized my firewood with. But that's another project for another day that didn't work. A project for another video for another day. A project that never worked. So I don't have my big Makita here in St. Lucia. It's at the house in Richards Bay. And the blade on that Makita is totally stuffed. So I'm just going to use this little Ineko. Quickly flip it upside down here on the table. Come on. Yeah, so I'm not geared up for this type of videoing as well. But here goes nothing. Alright, that's as much sight as we're going to put up for the little girl. Just going to tighten it up with a little frame over here. This way here. And then we're done. We decided not to paint it because it's only temporarily. And there you go. Right. That should keep the little lady happy until the insurance pays out and she can get her own little bed back. Or another little bed back. Waar is hy? Soek hom. Maak hom klaar. Maak hy jou bek seer, het jy 'n ou vrou geword. Eina papa. Eina, o, lekker rol. Right in front of the police station.